Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, the second day of October. Here we go. We're getting very close to Yom Kippur, but gonna still give you some sukkos laws. If you are putting up your schach, there are some very important things that you need to know about properly putting the schach up on top of your sukkah. God tells us in the Torah that taseh, you should make for yourself this sukkah. And the rabbis learn from this a very important detail, and it is taseh Velomin ha'asui. You should make your schach kosher, but don't make it like made kosher. I have to explain what that means. I'm going to give you some very concrete examples as to where this would apply, and you could see this could happen to someone. Let's say you put up your schach. It's all proper kosher schach, let's say, and everything's good, and everything's proper, and then somebody who knows halacha very well says, you have a major problem with your sukkah. There's a tree over your sukkah. And you say, let's say you didn't know that, or you didn't notice, and you're like, what's the problem? Like, the tree is, you're not allowed to have schach on top of your sukkah unless it's cut schach. You can't have a growing tree over your sukkah. So you say, okay, no problem, I'll just snip the tree. And now it's all fine, right? So the answer is no, it's not. Because if you put the schach there first, you put it there in a way that it was not kosher, not properly placed because it was under a tree, which is not allowed. And then afterwards it became asui, it became kosher through a side maneuver, like by snipping down the branch of the tree that was over there. Then it happened in the reverse order. It has to be taseh. You make for yourself kosher schach on top of your sukkah. And when the order is reversed, then it's called min ha'asui. It became made to become proper through the side maneuver of snipping away the tree. So you can't have it happen in that order. Okay, so probably a lot of you are thinking, don't worry, that didn't happen to me. But here's another way that it could happen. Let's say for whatever crazy reason you put up the frame of your sukkah first, then you put up the schach of your sukkah second, and then you put the walls of your sukkah up third. Well, that would be a problem of taseh v'lo min ha'asui also, because God said make the schach kosher onto your sukkah. And when you put the schach onto your frame, there was no sukkah there were no walls yet. So it has to be walls, then schach. And if you did it schach, then walls, then it's not good. I'm going to give you one more example. Let's say you made a very good covering, a rain covering over your sukkah, and you put that up first, because you had to mess with it and make sure that the strings were right and whatever. And, you finished that, let's say, 2 weeks ago, and it was a nice, beautiful engineering design. And then, 2 weeks to Sukkot, you start putting the schach up underneath that thing. Same problem. When the schach went on in an improper way because it went on under a tarp. So you say, okay, I'll just open the tarp. But that's not good because the schach went on asui. It only became kosher through the side maneuver of opening the tarp. So what you have to do is put on the schach at a time when the tree isn't there, or when the walls are already there, or when the tarp isn't there, and then you can put the tarp on afterwards. That won't kill things, but the schach has to go on kosher. That's the summary of this law in short, just in case it's sounding a little confusing. When the schach goes on, it must be going on to a kosher situation, not that it becomes kosher through a side maneuver afterwards. If things were done in your sukkah out of order, there is a way to fix it without tearing down the whole sukkah. All you would do is lift up the schach, at least, let's say, a foot off of where it is, so that you're replacing it over its spot after, when everything's all proper and in the right order. If you do that, that does fix your schach for that situation. So if you had your tarp on, let's say, and you stuck your schach under the tarp, and then you open the tarp, so your schach has a problem of taseh v'lo min ha'asui, and it becomes fixed when you lift up the schach and then put it back down. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.